Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to start our class on beginner flower arrangement. This is for a vase arrangement. This video series is requested by some subscribers, so here it is. To do this class, we're going to start with a floral vase of your choice, some sort of vase filler. I'm going to use this burlap, but there's lots of varieties on there. I'll mention them in the video, and flowers of your choice. So let's get started.
Okay, so even a vase that is clear glass cylinder like this, which can tend to take a modern feel because of its shape and design, Dollar Tree does have ones that have the fluted tops, which are a little bit more country. And then, of course, there's the ginger jar shaped ones. But what you have to decide is what style you want to look for, okay? When you first start off, you want to put a base in your jar to hold your flowers. You could do a base as simple as water. They have fake acrylic water if you want to make it permanent. Some of the base fillers could be rocks that they sell at the Dollar Tree. Could be these glass beads, these glass marbles, excuse me, that they sell at the Dollar Tree. It depends on the look you're going for. I feel the glass marbles, they do have a little bit of a water feel, but they also do tend to sparkle a little bit towards that glam look. What you can do is you could take some of this. This is the this is the raw edged Dollar Tree burlap. I have it off the roll, and this actually was left over from a project because it started to fray way too much. So I could stick that down in there, but what you want to do is you want to, if you do this, you want to make sure that you have a space in the middle. So I'm sticking my hand in as it's going down. So you can see in there at all? Yeah, you can. So there's a place for the stems to go that will be covered up by the jute and by the burlap. So what I'm going to start that with is, if you were here since the autumn, I showed you that Dollar Tree hydrangeas come, I don't have one that's not cut down. Oh yeah, I do. Dollar Tree hydrangeas come like this, where there is a cluster of flowers on each stem, usually 5 or 6 stems. It depends on the season. This one has 6 stems. Oh, this one has 5 stems, excuse me. And that is not how a hydrangea is in nature. A hydrangea is technically a lot more clustered together. The stems are shorter. So what we've done is we've cut these stems down to here and put the flowers back on, and we've made what's more of a natural looking hydrangea. Okay, so they're on a shorter stem. Okay, so that's one. Now when you're arranging the Dollar Tree artificials, almost artificial flowers, but Dollar Tree artificials as well, have wires on them, so you can manipulate the flower to be the aesthetic that you're looking for. Some people actually like 2 together. See, this one's not cut down yet. So some actually like 2 together. So this would be 2 bunches if I cut this one down to match up. They like that full real effect that you get from a real hydrangea out in the wild. Okay. But when we talked about flower arranging that I learned from the class that I took at 1-800-Flowers. They told us to start with our background. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a professional. I'm trying to pick out a pleasing green. So, full disclosure, I'm not a professional. I am just a home crafter who, like I said, took a class. If you're looking at this and trying to wonder what that is, I will tell you right now. This is a leftover stem. So a lot of times when we do DIY flowers, we pull the blossoms off of the stems and just use the blossoms. So I have a lot of stems left over from time to time, and we don't always use the leaves, which we have a lot of leaves left over from time to time. So this right here is the leaves from 1 or 2 flowers, and I've stuck them back on a stem. and I've just kept them. So if you could see how they look, obviously I've started to use some on this side, but if you see how they look just as a greenery, okay? So this was leaves left over, and I stuck all the leaves onto one stem and kept them. See, they're different. There's this kind, and there's these kinds. So this would be a great base for a vase filler. I would open up the greens and stick them in. So we have our greens now as a base. This one is real easy. So what I want to say, I recommend doing this. They do sell some just greens alone at the Dollar Tree. Like they have this onion grass, which is very springy. They have different greens that you can get. I'm trying to think if I have any. See, I don't usually buy greens because I always have so many left over. Like I said, I don't usually buy greens because I have so many left over, because I end up using so many more blossoms than I end up using their leaves and stuff. So spread it open nice and wide, and it goes in first. Okay, and then you're going to build your flowers around it. Now, you can make your greens, when you have this leaf-filled vine left over, you can make your greens bend down however you like, all right? And then we'll go in with that hydrangea. I'll show you that one. This is the one that's cut down already, all right? And that's a nice base flower. That you could use hydrangeas at your main focal point, but they're also good for filler as well. You know, like as baby's breath, or as you would an accent flower. So then you want to do your accent flowers next. And again, manipulate them the way you want. Just, oh, that's blowing on you. Sorry, guys. This isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. Let's try that, shall we? All right. So I went with the off-white burlap hydrangea. Actually, yeah, some of them are burlappy. I don't know if you could see that. But depending on where you live and what you're going for, this is what the spring hydrangea looks like. It's white, and this one's cut down on stems already. This one only has 4 out of the 5 blossoms, like I used it for another project. So this right here is like autumn base. And if I change out just something as simple as the hydrangea, it instantaneously becomes spring based. And then I just have some flowers left over from projects. So this is peonies. So the peonies, you could cut, okay, you could cut the wires off, but you could also leave them because they can share stems. So let me show you what I mean. So here's stems left over that just has one magnolia on it. That kind of coordinates. So I take the magnolia blossom off and I put it on the highest stem for the peony, and you can manipulate it around. Do you see that? So we could do the same thing with roses. We have some roses left over from the Dollar Tree, from Valentine's Day, spring. So we have some white ones, and you can see here I've mixed them on stems. I've taken the white ones and stuck them onto with the pink. So we could do that as well. So let's see. I'm trying not to take all my tags off. It's kind of silly, right? So you want to give the different colors a spread out. So there's 2 white, oops, sorry, that one just came off. There's 2 white roses mixed in with the pink roses. But maybe we'll do is I'll take one of the white roses and I'll bump it up to the top. And I'll move down this one. So I'll rearrange it on the stems itself. Okay. All right. See how it looks now? Just rearranged on the stem. All right, and we'll just put that back because that's tall. But again, this is not going to be our focal flower. The rose isn't. So I'm going to take the rose stems and I'm going to bend them to the direction that I want them to be. Which you could do with real florals. You know, you can kind of train them a little bit. I don't know if you know that. Some florists put wires on their stems to help manipulate them. The other thing to consider is, before we, first we talked about the base. Another thing to consider is what you're planning on doing with it. Okay, what I mean by that is, if it's a centerpiece, you want to make sure that you've decorated 360 degrees of it because people will be sitting all around the center. If it's going to be just a flower arrangement up against a wall, so then you want to arrange just the front and possibly the sides. If you're hanging a wreath on the wall, then obviously you just do the front. So just to show you exactly what I'm talking about, right? So if our main flowers are the magnolia and the peonies. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep forgetting what peony is. All right, so what you want to do is you want to do the same thing. You want to manipulate your wires to be the arrangement that you like. Okay, so I'm going to move these roses out of the way. And you want to blend in. You don't have to cut anything. You don't have to remove anything from its wires. Let me make you a tiny bit taller so that you can see the top of this arrangement. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you don't have to do anything special or different. Okay, you just have to, okay, so now I wanted to show you another trick. This wire, which you cannot see, is from the greens and it's really high. All I'm doing is turning it and tucking it in so you lose it. All right, so you want your main flower to go dead last. Well, not dead last, actually. We're going to do the accents, some more accents. So okay, and then you want to have your focals around. Okay, and then you could stick in some of these baby's breaths. Now my thing is, for the baby's breath, I would take them off because you want them scattered here and there and everywhere, like these lilacs have been. Okay, so you could stick the lilacs in as an accent. Try to get them in there. Try to get them in wherever they go. And I'm right on top of that rose. That was right on top of that rose. I did that. That's what she said. All right. So this right here is done, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so this right here is a basic flower arrangement. It's got, we've hidden the stems. I've got some spring hydrangea, some spring roses, some lilac, magnolia, peonies, all in basic pale shades of pink and white, and with a touch of green. These are the greeneries all left over from me, just, from projects and projects. This is what it looks like in the back. Like I was saying, if you're going to do a centerpiece, you want to do 360. And can I change this into 360? Sure. I can bend some of these roses this way. I can make the magnolia stand straight up instead of tilt towards the front and add some more lilacs. But that's not what we're doing. Not yet. Okay? So bend the magnolia back in front. Same thing with the roses. And then there you have it.
So that's it, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed this beginner look into floral arranging using Dollar Tree products. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family. Anybody you know who's been interested in maybe learning some tips and tricks. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. And when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. So as always, take care. God bless. See you in the next one. See you next time. Bye.